so I just stay up.
I see.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, ladies and gents, hello. I know we still have
Hello.
people trying to get here and all sorts of what was, we've got people with PC issues going on right now. We have people who are trying to keep their parents happy right this second. So we are not even at a partial strength yet. I think we only have 2 players on the table at the moment out of our 6. One of whom I knew was not going to be here today. One of whom is currently having PC issues. So we will see if he's able to join us here in a moment. One of whom is doing errands for her mother at the moment. We'll give her a couple of minutes to kind of roll her butt up in. And otherwise, that is pretty much... I'll replace all of them. Very cool. Why don't I go ahead and I'll do a quick intro to everything since we haven't played in a few weeks. It's a good
month.
time to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Jeff, or GeoQuester, or the Renaissance Man of role-playing games. Today we are playing the Sundering, the very first 5th edition-esque game that was done by Wizards of the Coast. It's actually an entire Windows update for the win. It's an entire campaign that they set out over a course of a number of modules that was during the D&D Encounters era of 4th edition, except it was for D&D Next, is what they had called 5th edition before they came out with the idea of actually calling it 5th edition. The encounters are really, really poorly scaled. And we are going through, and the players here almost died during their first game session, and to a whole mob of people running around a bazaar. But we had a lot of fun doing it, and it is so much fun to play some of these modules that aren't balanced properly, because hey, why not? I mean, we play with 5 to 6 players all the time. So we usually overbalance everything anyway. So usually we have a pretty good crew here. As a point of note, the extra player for our game is actually our chat. If you are a follower or a subscriber or a patron, you have a number of points, which are called stream experience points. You have experience points from watching the show. If you watch the show, the more often you get more points. And the more points you have, you can spend them to help or hinder the party by purchasing extra encounters, by purchasing traps, by healing them, giving them inspiration, doing all sorts of wonderful things to help or hinder them. Now, you can also purchase things to help out the NPCs that they're fighting. You can heal them, give them inspiration and advantage, give them critical hits, all sorts of wonderful things. So definitely, if you want to cheer or if you want to use your points, go ahead and use them. Our store has a huge list of them. You can go ahead and use them there. There you go. I just popped up the link for you so y'all can see it. We're still waiting on players, so doobie doobie doo. I don't know what else I'm going to say or do. I'm going to give them a couple extra minutes, though. I'll give them till about 10 after. I want to have at least 4 players today. I would like to have at least 4 players. 3 is not enough because, as we know from last time, the players were getting their asses handed to them, and we're going off on 3 separate plot lines at the same time. They were splitting the party. So, yeah, let's not do that.
What could ever go wrong?
What could ever go wrong? So my wife, or my wife's clone, my oldest daughter, her name is KK. She's a teenager. She is doing her finals testing this week. She and Geo Jr. are both doing their finals testing this week, and they graduate next Friday. She just walked by and said to me, "Hey, Dad, since you're waiting for players, why don't you do the patron points right now? Wah, wah. Anyway, so my players who are currently here, which will be Uthal and Modril, also known as ILP and Johan. Hi, guys.
Hello.
So, Johan, you have not slept, have you?
No, I slept for about an hour, and then here I am.
And here you are. Aw, you
Oh.
took a raver nap. Aw. You're right. Parents don't understand. Parents just don't get it.
Yeah, I told my mom to wake me up at 9:45, and I woke myself up at 9:55. She's mad at me because I'm not sleeping.
Oh, God. Did I say porky scaled? I swear I said poorly scaled.
No, you
I
said
heard-
poorly. I heard poorly.
I heard poorly.
Okay, all right. Because Eraser put it in as the encounters here are porky scaled.
How the heck do
But,
I get?
it is Eraser. Why would you trust anything he says?
Because Uncle Trolley is awesome. Hey, we have a third player.
Hello, hello.
Yay! He's running a different version than no. Oh my God, he is running a different version than I am. I just updated.
I did too.
Yes, sir.
I updated before I hit the table, so
Huh. The client is running 3.3.6 and I'm running 3.3.5. Well, damn it.
What?
this is why we can't have nice things.
How the heck do I get to the thing where I can just open up chat?
If you go over to Twitch, there's a little gear icon down underneath everything. And if you hit that gear icon, there's a pop out. So it says pop out window. You can go ahead and pop that right out. So I know Alex is in our chat, but she is running around her house like vacuuming and stuff right now. So I'm going to hold up for a couple of minutes because I know that her mother is not doesn't want her to play today. She doesn't want her to go outside and play with her friends. But we are here for her. But while we are wow, as you hear my teenagers yelling at each other in the background, this is the bad part about having teenagers home for the summer, is they're yelling at each other already. Why don't we go ahead and have some of the players introduce themselves? Modril, go ahead and introduce your character and introduce yourself, sir.
Well, my character is Madril, as you have seen. He is a bard and also a my mind is not working. He is an Asimar as well. Basically what he does, which is probably going to be hard for me today, is he rhymes and or sings everything he says. And he's basically just the I guess helper. he dies very easily.
Yeah, you're a support character that likes to die.
Yes. That's why I'm supposed to have Uthal here to protect me.
Yes. Which, why don't we go ahead, we'll move on to Uthal. Uthal, you, sir, are alive! Oh, and Mr. Clancy just bought you a potion. Uthal.
Aw, how sweet. He's still helping me after all of this.
He bought him a potion, but I'm the one that died.
Yes. I think he bought him a potion specifically because you're the one who dies and you're supposed to heal.
And are we still what are we doing about last game, though?
Well, we'll get there in a minute. So, Uthal, go ahead and introduce yourself. I just dropped a healing potion in your character sheet for you.
Why, thank you. I am Uthal. I am a giant barbarian with an injured leg who left the clan due to that injury. As a player, I'm Lo, Johan, and I am very tired.
Aww. And let's go with Vinial. Go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, please, sir.
Hello, I am playing Benial, the better of our two bards. And
Ooh,
basically, I'm
shots
just better
fired.
music than Mardril, and that's all you really need to know.
Wow. Wow. Shots fired. Holy crap. Wow, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. All right. Who wants to recap last time before we get into it?
I will.
Everybody died. That's the end.
Yep.
All right, go ahead. Module, you can go ahead and do it.
So basically, I was dead. Everyone else was alive. Alex, our rogue, was off at the thieves. They were trying to get her to help them get back at the corrupt government and basically steal back the money that they're taxing from them because they're overtaxing, I guess. And then Vinial, little scamp that he is, went over and talked to, I can't remember who he was exactly. He was at he was Duke, and the Duke wanted his help and had him sign for all of us, be unannounced to all of us, besides him, that we are to help capture and get back at, or capture and defeat the band of thieves. He signed. He asked for, he didn't want money, he wanted power. And the Duke liked that. So he told him that he'll get power. And then back at the temple, our lizard folk person talked to the paladin, I believe he is, and basically just completely ignored him. And the paladin just completely dissed him, saying, if your masters want to talk, then send him over. And then, after being jacked off, I got resurrected.
Yeah.
And then we went out trying to go towards Vinial's lead because our rogue doesn't want to tell us anything. Or at least me, who asked her for the frickin' thieves tool. She knows that I'm someone like that. She could have told me. But besides the point, we went off to try to do that. Someone bought a attack package or whatever, encounter, and we fought. I almost died because there's someone in front of me that was going to hit me, and it was going to hurt. Then I yelled at him, and he died by insult.
Yes. Awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a point of inspiration, and you can say one other person who gets a point of inspiration.
Uthal.
Uthal. All right, so Uthal now has 2. He has 1 banked, plus this new one. All right, and Uthal, you are finally out of the hospital. You were being tended by the clerics of Gond. You were being tended by them to feel better, to feel much better.
Can we change encounters to being called attack packages now?
Attack packages, you like those?
I second that.
I can do that.
I think of new names for everything.
Attack package beta.
I call nothing what they're supposed to be called. Don't mind me. GM's having a sneezing fit. Okay, so today's episode, and actually probably for the next 2 episodes, you guys are going to have
kind of a interesting mental visualization, as it were. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share 3 pictures with you. And you're going to want to keep all 3 of these open. There we go. I shared all 3 of these. So what you see here is you see Duke Silvershield, Blaze Ravengard, and Rilsa Rael. And in the bottom corner, you will see the people, as of last game session, how they were going to approach things. Like, for example, I know that Modril was going to, go speak to Ravengard after speaking to Tricus, who is not here today, to find out what they wanted. So.
Oh no, I didn't do that. I was going to go to the Flaming Fist to go meet my contact.
Yeah, that's the Flaming Fist.
Still,
yeah, Ravengard is the Flaming Fist.
Yeah, I had no clue that he came over though.
That has to be Johan playing with the token.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Bad monkey, stop that.
But I had no idea that Trekkus got talked to by Blaze Older. He didn't tell us, I don't think.
I think he did. I think he told you guys that he had talked and
but he
dismissed
didn't
him because
listen.
he was eating an apple at the time.
Yep.
So yeah. So anyway, so there we go. That is what we have going on at the moment. Uthal, which one of these 3 would you like to go ahead and join? You have just come out of the hospital. Vinial and Modril are speaking to each other. Your 6th character is currently still in the hospital, who is Kalen's cousin. What is it? Hawk, whatever his name was there. Mac Hawkshot.
Sure. Let's go with that.
I'm going to figure out how to get into the Thieves Guild. I hope you know that.
Oh, okay. It's you may have that opportunity. So I will let you all go ahead and start speaking to each other. Matter of fact, I'm going to remove Trekkus off of his token right off the thing here, and I'm going to take him right out of the combat tracker because we don't need him today. He's not here, so we don't need him.
And Kalen?
That is where we are going to pick up is Uthal gets out of the hospital. And since Kalen doesn't really speak much anyway, we're not really missing too much until she gets here.
That's so true.
Yep.
So, go ahead and folks tell me. Oh, I guess you have chosen, have you not, sir?
Yes, he looks nice and fancy. I want to go talk to him.
You want to talk to him?
Yeah,
okay. You want to speak to Vinial first to find out what's going on?
Yeah, for the purple square is my token.
Okay. All right, so I'll put Uthal on that one.
Dang it.
There we go. Yes, sounds like a Scooby thing. Gonna go pick his nose. I see. Stop it. You jackass. Stop it. All right. So, Vinial, it's up to you. Go ahead. Explain what to Uthal what is going on.
So this guy, Duke Torlin Silvershield, he wants us to track down, I believe, 3 people who are suspicious of being criminals of the city, and either take care of them, to say, or find incriminating evidence on them. And he's also very rich. He will reward us a lot, and he already has. We get quarter price healing in the city for one, and I think a bunch of places to sleep as well. Mm-hmm. And we have warrants to search all these people's houses, and basically we just have to go rat them out.
Sweet. I love kicking down doors.
Yep. And the 3 members that, or 3 people that he would like you to go find are Sira Brackrell, who lives above Denthilion's dancing axe. Lorel, oh my god, Lorel Ra Thundreth. Fuck you, Watsy, for making the most tongue-tying things to say. She operates the Low Lantern. And then last but not least is Norold Dlusker. And he operates a stall in the wide near the beloved ranger.
Those sound like names. Point me to the door to kick.
Okay. And Modril, are you going to go with them, or do you wish to go and do your own thing and go speak to the flamey guys?
I want to speak to my contact. I don't care about the flamey guys.
Well, your contact is a flamey guy, so...
I know. Oh, and also
How convenient for Pride Month.
you might need to replace our things into the combat tracker because nothing's going in there.
No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It doesn't need to. Well, not yet, anyway. Let me take a look at your character sheet and how you have that coded.
Oh, it's not coded. It's just a reminder.
Ah, see, the reason why it's not going on to you is because you didn't have it done up as self.
Ah.
Yep, that's why. So, but hey, it works. And now it's on you, so you're good. Alrighty. So we're gonna split up the party. Excellent. I'm gonna start off with our two wonderful peeps. Now, there's not a lot as far as mapping goes on this one, so we're gonna be doing a lot of theater of the mind today. Vinial and Uthal, the two of you have your choice. Do you want to start with target 1, who lives above Dathilian's dancing axe? Do you want to go with target number 2, which operates the Low Lantern, which is a listing leaking 3-master permanently moored along the quay? It is a ship that is a gambling house. And then the last target, who is the stall owner. Which one of those 3 do you want to go after first?
Does the stall owner, is it the one that has our horses? Like that kind of stall?
No, he doesn't have. No, not that kind of stall. It's a like a shopping stall.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's like a wagon that has some extra stuff across the back of it that you can go ahead and buy.
Ooh, I like that one.
He sells seafood out of the back of his pickup truck, door to door.
He sells seashells by the seashore.
He does indeed. Okay, so you guys want to go after Norold Dlusker, and you're gonna go back to his back to the wide. That's absolutely fine. Meanwhile, we have Modril going off to the seaside tower in order to go visit with the fire guys, the flamey guys, and he will meet with Blaze and his contact over there, most likely in the very near future. But we will start off with you two. Okay, so your stall is here. He looks like he sells cloth of some kind, and you see him down the street. What would you like to do?
Do we have any additional information that was on that letter that the Duke gave us?
The letter in and of itself is you have to basically search and seize anything that would have to do with dark cults or secret societies that you find.
Okay.
And the writ that you have is you have a writ of basically you have the ability to search and seize is what it says. You have the legal right to search and seize.
Okay. Before I do that, I just kind of want to easily just wander by and glance, see if I notice anything suspicious.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me an investigation check? I mean, this is going to be a quick one, so do it in the tower. I'll let you do it straight up. Okay, you don't see anything, just by a cursory glance. Uthal, do you do anything?
I follow Viniel's lead because I'm still kind of re-getting my bearings after lying in a hospital bed for the better part of a month.
Well, it hasn't been a better part of a month. It's been a better part of a day.
Oh well, whatever.
You have a new scar going across your throat.
Ooh, now I'm sexy.
Yes, you are. You are dead
Badass.
sexy.
I guess I'll kind of like from a distance, kind of just see if I can't get a feel for the type of business that he's attracting to his stall.
Okay. You see a lot of women coming by his stall. Not really anybody of note. They're all pretty common women looking for very common items, which he sells. I mean, he sells, it looks like bulk cloth, kind of standard, nothing like fancy, not like silks and stuff, but like cottons, wools, that kind of stuff, dyed very simply, no real big patterns or anything like that. And he just sells bolts of them.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mondro.
Quick question: would I know my contact's name?
Make it up and then whisper it to me later.
Okay.
I'm not doing all the work today. Okay, and thank you. I understand that Kaylin's having internet troubles, and we will do what we can do for at least a little while. So, are you two going to approach him at all, or are you not?
I'd like to approach him and kind of lean in, like approach him from the side and lean in and say, I heard I can get some uncommon items from this stand from my contact.
Um,
Do I have the right guy?
I don't know who you've spoken to, sir, but I sell cloth. I have very common cloth. Is there something uncommon you wish to find? You have to be a little more specific so I can send you in the right direction.
I'm looking for items of the dark arts variety.
Dark arts, but well, no, never. Oh, no, never. The two of you are allowed to go ahead and roll insight checks in the tower. Okay. Viniel, you're definitely picking up the fact that he's beginning to sweat. Uthal, that's a nice flower pattern. Pretty cloth. But actually, the funny thing is
Reminds
Uthal
me
is
of the
not
flower in
really
my mother's
unwise.
hair.
So, I mean, Uthal is actually pretty good at this stuff normally, but today he's still feeling a little under the weather from being bludgeoned half to death during his first encounter. But Viniel, you can see that Norald here he's beginning to sweat a little bit. He's looking a little worried.
I put my hand on my dagger so he can see it and lean in like an inch from his face and just say, "Oh, I think you do know."
I have no idea. One moment, please. There we go. Alrighty. So he doesn't seem to like. I mean, he doesn't really know what you're talking about. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he's getting nervous because you're beginning to do stuff, but he's not really understanding what you're going after.
I pull out the warrant and search his little stall.
Okay. So
Not
pull
rudely,
out the
just
warrant, as you pull out that warrant, the sweat just comes off of him in rivers. At that point, yes, by all means, please go ahead. And he kind of keeps looking Uthal up and down, and Vinial, he looks at you sideways as you search things over. But this man, he's standing in a puddle and it's not raining. I mean, he is scared at this point.
Believing he's a flight risk, I'm gonna like walk up behind the guy and stand there and be like, tap him, like, hi, I'm with him. Don't move.
No, no. So you start, doing your investigation. And you can go ahead and roll me an investigation check in the tower with advantage, Vinial, since basically Uthal is there to kind of help intimidate it. I'll get to you in a second, Alex. Okay, so you are able to do the investigation and come up with a name, Lady Keen, that has been paid by Dlusker for the past 43 months. Big time fees. Big fees. Like lots of money has been going in her direction. You find this in one of his books that he keeps in his stall.
what's her name? Again?
Lady Keen. I'll put it in the chat so you can see it. Lady Keen.
Who's this Lady Keen character?
Well, she's. I pay her protection money, so I'm not robbed here in the wide.
Why does someone like you need to pay so much protection money?
I don't know. That's what she charges.
I'd like to meet this Lady Keen, if you don't mind showing me to her.
I've never met her. Only my accountant has.
I thought you said she protected you.
We pay her for protection. It's called racketeering.
It's called getting swindled out of your damn money.
But yes, but at the same time, I don't have to worry about thieves stealing from me or somebody coming by and breaking my legs and taking my cloth.
Well, how would I find her if I really wanted to?
If she wants you to find her, she will let you find her.
Does it look like he's hiding anything?
No.
No. I look around to see if I see a Lady Keen or anyone suspicious, kind of watching.
It's like playing Warcraft. They walk around with names above their heads, telling you who they are.
Right, yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, oh, there she is over there. My quest tracker has me pointed right at her. No. You see, you don't see anybody sticking out of the crowd as being suspicious, or that she's, in any way, shape, or form, like they're watching what's going on. But I mean, you do see a fair number of, like, for example, bailiffs in the wide. I mean, specifically since the attack that happened here yesterday, there's a few more guards and a few more, legal authorities out here. And you can see them nearby, and they're beginning to kind of see what you're doing. They're like, oh, there's something going on over there. What's going on over there? And they are beginning to collect themselves and begin to move their way towards you.
If something were to happen to your stall, would that draw Lady Keen and her followers out?
I don't know. Please don't do anything to my stall. Now, keep in mind, you guys have all legal rights to be searching and seizing and arresting this man. You have a warrant. So, written off by one of the dukes of Baldur's Gate, you have every legal right to be here. And matter of fact, the bailiffs walking over and the guards, you probably could turn this guy over to them, and they'll just like he's basically under arrest as long as you guys have him. So, but the bailiffs do come over, and they kind of look Uthal up and down kind of suspiciously, because come on, let's be honest. I mean, Uthal is fucking huge. He's covered in scars. He carries a big ass maul, or is it a glaive? I don't remember.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy, and he's got his hand on this poor sweating merchant. And the man who walks up introduces himself as Bailiff Jedrin Hiller, and he is of the guards of Baldur's Gate. Pardon me, citizens. May we be of assistance?
This man is a person of interest to Duke, whatever his fancy name is, and we are just trying to get some information from him.
Oh. Do you have a writ that will attest to this?
Yes, we do.
Do you show
And I
it to
show
him?
him.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so you show him the writ. He's like, very good, very good. Well then, if you would like, we could take him back to jail if you wish.
Back to jail.
Well, take him to the jail. We come from the jail, so we're going back to it, so therefore back to.
Yes, that would be very well. I'd like to question this man more later.
Very good. And Norold is slapped in manacles and brought off to jail. You have one of the 3 people that is on your list.
I'd like to take the the little book with Lady Keen in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case I might need that later.
Okay. Put a little note in your character sheet, like on your inventory, that you have a ledger with Lady Keen's name in it. Or you can make a note for yourself or something like that. All right. We are going to move on to Modril next. But before I do that, let me explain to Alex what's going on. I put Kaylin's token on a picture of Rilsa because these are the 3 people that the players got to speak to during the last game session, and you got to talk to Rilsa. So she has given you basically a quest, and so that is where you currently are. If you wish to go on somebody else's quest, whether it's to go with Blaze Ravengard or to go with Duke Silvershield, that's up to you. I have no issue with either of those things. At the moment, Viniel and Uthal are doing Silver Shields. Here, I'll share all the pictures so that way you can see all of them, dear. There we go. At the moment, Uthal and Viniel are doing Silver Shield's task, which is to go hunt down 3 people who are considered to be dark cultists and you do witchcraft and all sorts of stuff. Modril is off to go see Ravengard and his contact with a flaming fist. And then, of course, you spoke to Rilsa earlier in the day. So, Alex, what would you like to do before I move on?
Let's see.
Hey, Mom's practicing the piano again.
Yes, she is. I think I am probably tagging along with Vinial and Uthal because they seem most likely to lead me to the people I need to locate and attempt to gather information about for my own task.
Okay.
So I think I will be hanging out with them for the moment.
Gotcha. All right. So I will put you over with them. Boop.
All alone.
No one there to find me. All right. So, Maudril, we'll move on to you then. Maudril, you will start heading off towards the Flaming Fist and your contact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you want to ask your contact?
I heard there is a guild like me. Is it possible for me to see?
You know, every time we speak, you always talk in rhymes. What the fuck are you trying to say?
Can you tell me where to find the guild of which you assign me?
I never know what you're saying. Speak in plain Thoraz.
I whisper to him. I can't whisper, else you'll not hear me. But um, can you tell me about the Thieves Guild?
There's no thieves guild in Baldur's Gate.
I raise my eyebrow.
There are many, many guilds, but there is no thieves guild. Not officially, anyway.
I shake my head, basically implying I know.
No, seriously, there's not. This isn't one of those moments where I'm telling you something and mean something else. No, this is me telling you plain. There is none. If anything, the thieves kind of band together and they make little, clans or, gangs. And they wander the streets and the Flaming Fist, we go out and we beat the snot out of them and bring them back. There's no organized thieves guild.
Can you point me to an unorganized? Can you can you point me towards an unorganized one then?
Um, no, I don't think so. Um, but you would have better luck with the boss. He knows more about these things than I do. For God's sake, all I do is I stand at a gate all day.
Do you have any contracts for me then?
Why would I have a contract for you? I have no power here.
You said that I was talking to my contact.
Yeah, you're a first level character with a low level contact. He's just a random button up guard at the city gate who can be corrupted easily by you. That's it. He did give you a lead. You could go talk to his boss.
Hmm. Where is your boss then?
He's in his office.
If he points me to there, then I just go to his office.
Yep, he does. He points you over, and he's pointing you directly to Blaze Ravengard.
I knock at the door.
Come in! Deep baritone man voice on the other side.
I open the door, walk in, bow, and close the door.
Ah, one of the heroes of the wide. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you could answer a question.
If you ask me properly, yes. And please don't tell me that you want to eat an apple the entire time. I've had some run-ins with one of your compatriots earlier today, and I was not really all that impressed with the lizard folk. I tried to be nice.
Sadly, I have no fruit on me.
Okay, what is it you need?
I heard that there are people in town that are organized, but not official. That steal.
Hmm. So, I see. And he gets up from where he is and behind his desk, and he walks over to a window. He motions you to come over with him. Look
follow.
out at Baldur's Gate, he says. See how it grows unchecked beyond the walls. And he points. Those slums and ghettos are breeding grounds for a criminal cabal called the Guild. The Flaming Fist is charged with defending the gate. Right now, the Guild, not some foreign enemy, is the city's greatest threat. It owns the outer city. The Guild has us encircled like a besieging army. Its agents and rot are worming into every nook of Baldur's Gate. These monsters find victims wherever the fist is not. They grow bolder daily. They infest our politics and our businesses. Abdel Adrian was the Gate's greatest citizen since Baldurin. Yet a guild assassin attacked him in broad daylight. I will crush them for it. I need people such as you to help me. I can offer you some gold, of course, but I can also offer positions of rank in the Flaming Fist and the honor of the company's tabards afford. What do you say?
Abdel was the guy who was looking about up on the stage, correct?
Yes.
I was underneath the stage when the fight was happening. From what I saw, the person you accuse of being a thieves member did not even hit him. He could not. And then Abdel turned into a monster. There was no chance for anything to get into him, if that is what you're going to imply.
The guild did indeed attack. An assassin attempted to assassinate him. And whether they were successful or not, that means nothing. Adele is dead.
He turned into a monster, though.
He did, probably from the guild's corrupting influence.
How can influence turn someone into a monster?
This is why I'm hiring you, because you're the PC adventurer to go out and find these things out. If I had all the answers, I wouldn't need to give you a quest.
Ooh, a fourth wall break within a fourth wall break.
That's like 16 wall breaks.
Hot damn.
So, what would you like to do? Would you like to join the Flaming Fist?
No.
No. It's like, no thanks, I'm good. The only time Modril says anything in basic, plain, everyday common, without singing or rhyming is, no, I'm good, thanks. You're kind of a dick. I don't like you.
And then I walk out the room.
Okay. All right.
And then I head towards the slums.
Awesome. And you go towards the slums. Okay. Very good. All right. So thus far, we have eliminated 2 out of the 3 plot lines. Only one plotline is being currently chased, and that's the Dukes. Okay.
I'm trying to follow that one plot line that she won't follow.
Right, but you're not being approached by Rilsa because you're not a thief. And she doesn't want you. She wants her.
I know it's aggravating.
I want you, baby.
Meanwhile, back over to the others. You know what? I'm going to actually be kind of a ham-fisted
spy,
dick
though.
on this one. There. All four of you are going to be basically in roughly the same location, determined by where Vinial says you're going to next.
The gang's all here.
Dang it.
Hail, the gang's
All right,
all
so
here.
chat, can I have a feels bad man wall for a moment? Because
Welcome to
Geo
Baldur's,
Junior's
welcome to Baldur's
Geo
Gate.
Junior's lunch date with a girl just fell through.
Aw.
Aww.
Aww.
Saturday.
He can't be a real boy yet.
Saturday, I was supposed to have a date with a girl, and then she never showed up. She just completely ditched me.
Oh, at least he, got the high sign that it was, he got the high sign. Oh no, we're canceling for today. So it was just for today, So maybe. And he is begging and pleading behind me to stop this. So I shall stop. But okay.
No, he won't. Don't let him. Don't give in to him.
Hey, I'm wearing headphones. He can't hear you guys. I can.
I know.
I can translate for him. All right, so which target do you want to go after next? Do you want to go after Asira, or do you want to go after Larala? I'm going to just spell this out because this is fucking difficult as shit.
Rilsa.
No, you're not getting Rilsa.
It's like Potion Girl and Ship Boy, right?
That's her first name, okay? I don't know how the hell to say that. I haven't had enough coffee in my life to be able to do that one.
Lorela?
There you go. There you go.
Lorela?
Yeah, Lorella.
Yeah, what they said. Thundereth. Yeah, she operates the Low Lantern, which is the ship that's been turned into a tavern. And then you have Isira Brackrell, who lives above Denthilion's Dancing Axe.
I vote we go to the place that has money because if we arrest her, he could probably take all the money.
I reckon they both have money.
Alrighty.
Also, what is treasure on my inventory on my character sheet?
That's
it's just
treasure
one
points.
Treasure.
This is treasure points.
Okay.
Yep. The more you earn, the more you can buy.
I forgot that treasure points were a thing at one point.
Yeah.
How do we earn them?
By playing.
Yep.
Like, for example, everybody will get one for today's session at the end of the session. So, all right. So you want to go to the ship, the Low Lantern.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. So you start heading that direction. As you're heading in that direction, you will run across Modril heading the opposite direction.
Hey,
Modril.
I do a swift try to avoid. I'm not trying to hide. I'm just trying to avoid them.
I grab him by the shirt collar and drag him behind me as we walk.
Modril, where are you going?
Hey man, where are you going?
He's going with us because I have him by the shirt collar and I'm dragging him behind me.
Perfect.
Dexterity to dodge.
I guess the players start getting into a brawl in the street, try to grab each other. Okie dokie.
You don't.
Okay.
You don't dodge.
Dang it! I was hoping for a natural 20.
So Uthal snakes out a hand. Uthal snakes out a hand like it's
22.
Like it's just just fast as lightning, and grabs a hold of Modril as Modril passes him in a crowd. And Uthel's height kind of sees down at everybody, so he's able to recognize him pretty quickly and just reach out and grab him like, hey, Modril!
Hey guys, look what I found.
Dang you, you big oaf.
Turned into baby Huey. Look it, I found him.
Hey guys, I found the tea. And look what I did, I found the tea. Yes, I did.
You're supposed to be working for me.
I can't protect you if you're not near me, so here we go. We're going this way.
Okay, all right,
Dang
so...
it all in a simple logic.
Good to have you back, buddy.
Okay, meanwhile, speaking of thieves and thieves guilds, Kaylin, what are you're following behind kind of thing, kind of trailing. Are you going to let yourself be known that you're following them or no?
Well, I'm not going to tell them that I'm following, but I'm not going to try to hide from them either.
So you're going to fly casual, but not too casual.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Could I have a perception check out of the three gentlemen to see if they notice Miss Kaylin, who I will use a default stealth. So your 10 plus your stealth modifier.
17.
So 17. All right, that'll be the DC is a 17. Ha! Uthal, nope. Vinial, nope. Modril, you can roll too. Modril, nope. No, none of them notice you.
Does Modro still have all the disadvantage stuff?
Yes.
Mhm.
Aw.
-4 to everything. I need to sleep for 4 days. Just leave me alone.
2 days. No, 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. That's right. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so you three are marching along. There are people in the crowd. Modril, you'll notice this. Vinial, you'll catch it every once in a while. Uthal is oblivious. You'll catch it in the crowd that there are people who are like, oh, that's the heroes of the wide. They're where are they going? There's kids who have heard of you, and they stare at Uthal as he goes by with all of his scars and height and his huge weapon and all the rest of this stuff. He's even bigger than I thought he was. And just little things like that as you wander.
That's not the only thing that's bigger in real life.
I chucked that
was
little
the
kid a
kid.
gold piece.
Oh, the kids swarm the gold piece as it clatters against the ground, because they, of course, were not expecting somebody to flip them a gold coin. It clatters against the ground. They all jump on it like starving dogs, and then they just kind of follow behind you. Now, Kaylin, you can see this ahead of you. It's not, you're not walking with them. You're kind of walking behind them, but at the same time, you can see this wake of children following behind these men.
I have a child army now. This is great.
You got a child
I'm
army.
just wildly amused at this.
I give a kid a hand X. Don't poke your eye out, kid.
You're giving a kid a hand axe?
Sure, why not? Just don't cut your hands off.
Here you go, little boy. Here, try
We've got to
this.
arm our army.
So, okay, so this kid
One
starts
gold
wielding,
for
like he
child
and his
army.
buddies peel off of you guys and kind of go off to the side of the road a little bit, and this kid goes towards a barrel with his hand axe that he's using like a battle axe. It's like this great axe for him. It's huge in his hands. And he goes over, he starts chopping at the barrel. He's like, ha ha, I'm one of the heroes, ha ha! And he's, beating the shit out of a barrel until a shop owner comes out and shoos them all away. You have now lost your hand axe as the kids disappear off into the side streets.
That's fine. That one's blunt anyway. I kept that one blunt for this reason.
You probably just committed a murder in the second person.
I almost burned down a place and went to jail for arson, so it wouldn't be the worst thing I've done today.
That's true. That's true.
That was yesterday.
Today's an entirely new day. Here, let's
New day.
contribute to the delinquency of minors.
I haven't committed any crimes today. Let's cause one now.
So, all right. So, as you approach the wharf, you see this mothballed ship ahead of you. And at the door is two large half orcs. Each of them has one eye. One of them has his right, one of them has his left, with an eye patch, kind of thing. And their tusks are broken, and they have earrings all up and down one ear, and some facial piercings, and tattoos, and bandanas, and such. And they see you approaching. You see them whisper to each other something, and they both stand up and stand in front of the doorway that enters into the ship at the end of the gangplank, and with their arms crossed in front of them. I mean, they stand to a height where even Uthal is looking them eye to eye, so they are not intimidated by Uthal's height.
Even though I'm like literally 7 feet 9 inches tall.
Yes, they're roughly the same height as you are, roughly.
Okay.
They're maybe an inch shorter, not even that much. So they're really not feeling it, but they're wide. I mean, this is a 10-foot wide gangplank, and they're taking up the entire 10 feet, standing shoulder to shoulder.
I mean, I'm a fairly wide person as well.
What
Stop
is it
making me
you
feel it.
want?
A challenge.
Challenge? Well, not here. You won't go to fighting pit for that.
I've seen the people in there. They're all about half my size, about the size of this little guy that I'm dragging along.
You haven't even
Let
put
me
Modril down, have you? You're
go.
kind of holding him under your arm like a sack of potatoes. You're like, yep, let's just carry him along.
Let me go.
No, because I know you're gonna run.
What's your business here?
We're here
Just-
to talk to the lady with the weird name that nobody can say.
I don't know.
Is she expecting you?
Yes, she is.
What's your names?
Our names are this lovely writ that my friend over here has.
I show him.
Point about in a lady's rooms ain't polite. The lady captain will not see you.
I mean, that's fine. We can just go get, Duke Silvershield and tell him that you refused to sentry, even though we have this writ saying that we can investigate matters that pertain to potential dark arts and things of that nature. And then you can handle with him and all of his guards and bailiffs.
One of them uncrosses his arms, looks at you, slams his fist down into the crook of his elbow, throws two fingers up in the air, and goes, "You can tell the Duke that. Fuck off."
I say, all right, well, you do what you wish, and then I go off to the side. And I'd like to go to a point where they can't see me and try and scale the ship from the side.
Okay, so you're basically going to walk back down the gangplank and onto the wharf again.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the ship is, a ship. It's in the middle of the water. There is nothing around it, really. And
There's nothing I can
but you
Assassin's Creed
could
onto there with.
you could dive into the water of Baldur's Gate Bay if you really wanted to.
Now you
Are-
have
are there any-
hepatitis.
Are there any small vessels, like little rowboats I can run in the area?
There's our small vessels around. Yeah, rowboats. No, there's no rowboats. There's some
How small?
longboats, which would be like a really big, giant rowboat. Like the ones you see on the ocean that they use for ocean rescues. That take like 4 people to row. There's those, but there's not really anything that you consider like a small little dinghy that you could like row out there and be like, "Ha ha! Look at me!"
All right, after looking around, I go back and I sneak under the gangplank and scale the bottom of the gangplank onto the ship.
So you're gonna try to Spider-Man your way in.
Yes, exactly that.
Okay, well, first thing I'm
Spider
going to
pig.
need is I'm going to need a
Spider pig.
stealth check in the tower out of you.
Please let him get hurt.
Please.
Okay, so with your stealth check, you start trying to find a little spot to move around. I'm going to actually explain this from Kalen's point of view. Kalen, you watch Vinial come back down the gangplank, and he kind of looks around the wharf for a moment and kind of shrugs his shoulders, walks back to the gangplank, and then tries to duck down under the gangplank. If he was any more obvious, he may as well have a neon sign pointing at him. I mean, if we were playing, any video game right now, the guards would have red exclamation points above their head. They can see him. Matter of fact, you're watching one of the orcs lean over and watch Vinial start attempting to climb underneath the gangplank, which, by the way, you may now roll an athletics check at disadvantage as you attempt to climb up the bottom side of the gangplank.
Did I notice that they noticed me?
No. You were very busy.
Okay, cool.
You're like, I'm fantastic at this.
In his head, just
It's gonna be rough.
Oh my god. Oh my. Oh my. So he goes 2 or 3 hand, like he's like hand over hand on these rungs that are like kind of holding the gangplank up in a permanent position. And he thinks he is doing fucking awesome until he falls. There is no chance he got a 5.
I start shouting like help.
Help! Splash!
Help me! I'm falling in.
He's fallen and he can't get up.
I'm falling and I can't get out.
You want to know something funny?
Right.
We could have went and gone got guards,
We could have,
And-
but what's the fun in that?
and this is out of game. So
Uthal, you're watching as one of the orcs is looking down. You just heard all that commotion like behind and below you. And you see this guard just kind of looking over and kind of elbow nudges the one next to him and went,
I take my right hand, I put it out in the air, and I place it upon my forehead, looking very much like Picard from Star Trek.
oh,
Perfect.
yeah.
I talk to the guards. Excuse me a minute. I need to make sure he doesn't do anything else stupid and drown. And yes, Alex, facepalm. I was just being very fancy about it.
No, take your time. Take your time. I understand. Everyone has an idiot that's a friend every once in a while. Go retrieve him. We'll see. We'll watch again. This is the most entertainment we've had this week.
So I grab my 50 feet of rope out of my bag. I tie Modul's hands so he can't run away when I put him down. And then I put the other end of the rope down to video.
No, I grab on.
Tying up the bards. Okay. So
I start walking away since he didn't tie up my feet.
Okay, so you walk to the
Yeah, but I
limit
have
of
a
the
rope
rope that
attached
he
to you so I
allows
can
you to
drag
have. Wow. Okay. Meanwhile,
Can I just
Vinial,
try
you're
drawing
splashing in the water. Oh my god, you're going to drown. Oh my god, you are going to drown.
I grab the rope.
Okay. So you grab the hold of the rope. You're covered in mud and water and something you probably don't want to know what it is. And you start, you hold onto the rope with dear life, and Uthal pulls you up out of the muck and the mire. Kalen, you're watching from the shore, from your not quite so hidden vantage point, and there's a crowd beginning to form.
And I'm just laughing at him because this is hilarious.
Yes.
Can I knot the rope?
Can you
To
knot
try
the
to get
rope?
out of it? Nah.
Oh, not on the rope? You can roll an escape check if you'd like.
How do I roll an escape check? Dexterity?
It will be your choice of athletics to do physically strong or acrobatics.
My dog just messed up my dexterity modifier. He put infinite there. INF.
INF, huh? Interesting.
Okay. Yes. I had a 13 dex modifier, so...
Eh,
Or no, not a 13 dex modifier. I had 13 AC.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. All right.
Okay, there we go. That's the only way I
While
may
you're
be able
doing
to
that, I would
memorize.
like Kaylin to please roll a d20 out in the open for me.
A D20?
Yep, just a d20. Just a plain old d20.
Would
Excellent.
it be a dex or a save?
It
Or
is a dex. It is not a save. So you will start fishing yourself
Okay.
around. It'll take you a little bit, but you are definitely getting some headway and to get your hands out of there. All right, so Kaylin, as you're sitting there laughing, and there's a fair amount of the people who are looking on, because this has now become very, very public. A few people are picking up rotten tomatoes and rotten other things and beginning to heft them at Vinial as he's dangling from this rope that Uthal is trying to pull up. You can also see that Modril is like getting his hands out and everything like that. There is all sorts of weirdness just going on this gangplank. It looks like these guys are about ready to get lynched.
I start to sing "Thank you all for throwing stuff at him."
I'm still the better bard.
Fuck
Wow.
you.
I give the rope a good hard tug so Module will stop trying to wriggle free because I could feel him pulling on the rope because he's at the edge of where I'm letting him go.
Right. Okay.
So I give her like a tug to throw him off balance so he'll like stop it, dumbass. I'm trying to make sure you're not going to get yourself killed.
Okay. All right, so you yank on it, and that was about what Modril needed to get out of it. He needed that final yank. So you yank on it, and you pull back basically the end of the rope. Modril is now free. I see bad things
Hooray!
about ready to happen. It's like Susie, having alcohol and running through the neighborhood. It's like I see it's about ready to happen. And meanwhile, poor Vinial is getting pelted by rotten fruit and tomatoes and cabbages and all sorts of things. His beautiful,
Is that
beautiful
making
outfit
me-
is all sorts of messed up with mud and fish guts and other offal that we will not mention.
By
Am
any
I-
chance, does the tomato stuff, the rotten tomato stuff, makes the rope slippery for him to fall back in?
No, it does not. Not yet.
Oh, get out of here.
I'm not going to be quite that mean. Well, actually, what is Vinial's dexterity? Actually, he has a pretty good dexterity, so you're fine.
Am I out of the water yet?
You are out of the water, but you're kind of dangling in between the gangplank and the water.
Okay.
I'm trying to hide in the crowd.
That means you'd have to run down the gangplank to go run up through the crowd. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Let's see.
Tomatoes.
Kaylin, can you roll me a perception check in the tower, please? Because you're watching from the shore, and nobody knows that you're watching, kind of thing. All right, so Kaylin, you will know exactly where Modril is. Uthal, you have your attention, unfortunately, now focused on Vinial, who's being pelted by projectiles coming from the shore towards Vinial. And these two half-orcs who have now sat back down and are laughing so hard they could probably not stand up.
It is at that moment that I let go of the rope and run past the orcs.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Wait,
So-
am I out?
No, you're not out yet. So talk about crowd baiting. So, Vinial, before you fall, I would like you to please roll me a perception check at disadvantage in the tower. But I'm giving you some benefits here. It's like soap on a rope. It's Bard on a rope. Oh, Jesus. That's horrible.
Oh.
Yes.
But I did give you some benefits. That are in my mind. So we got this. We got this. So, by the way, thank you very much, Hunter, for the follow there. And you go splooshing down back into the water with the fish guts and the mud and the other stuff that we will not describe. But as you fall, you can see that there's a woman in a rowboat going towards a frigate out in the middle of the bay. Uthal, you run and kind of like jump dive in between the two half-orcs and roll up into the ship. Like, ha ha, here I am.
I now look for the ladies whose name we can't say.
Okay. So you like yell it?
Sure. Why not? We're already going with the bold approach as it is.
Okay.
I head towards the slums.
I am following Modril.
All right, so you start following Module towards the slums. Vinial is down in the water. Uthal is inside. Now, let me describe this scene, and then I will have people start rolling some dice. Okay. Uthal, you dive roll into the room. The half-orcs stand up behind you and turn to come at you, kind of thing. As that happens, you see a number of people inside as your eyes adjust to the dimness inside this boat. That this is actually a gambling ship. It's a huge ship of like tables and wheels and cards and scantily clad, pirate women and all sorts of stuff going on all around you. And a number of them stand up, like push their chairs back away from their tables and stand up and reach for weapons that are not at their hips. And snarl things in various languages at you that you pretty much figure is get out. Vinial has landed in the water, swears to God he's drowning when he hears a person from the shore go, "Put your feet down, mate! It's only 2 foot deep!"
I do. I put my feet down.
And you put your feet down, and your feet sink into the silt and other that is at the bottom of the bay, as you watch this woman in what you can say is probably the sexiest pirate outfit you've ever seen, rowing herself fiercely out to this frigate that's out in the middle of the harbor. Meanwhile, Modril is thinking he is extra smooth as he goes to slip off to the slums, which is on the far side of Baldur's Gate, with Kaelin nonchalantly walking behind him, like probably whistling the theme song that Modril is singing out loud, because it is kind of a catchy tune. As he thinks that he's like Kronk from, Emperor's New Groove, as he like doo-doo-doo, and he like hides behind a barrel terribly. He flattens himself against the wall in the bright sunlight. He's doing things entirely wrong to stealth his way out of this entire thing.
I love it.
My -4.
Oh yeah.
I rolled just a natural 20.
This is Cusco's poison.
This is definitely
Cusco. The poison to poison Cusco. The Cusco's poisonous that will kill him. So poison. Yes.
I don't suppose if I didn't have the -4 that I would be doing any better.
no.
Or is it just a terrible roll?
It was a terrible roll. And Kaelin actually rolled above average for herself. She didn't roll like insanely well. She just rolled above average. So her above average is a 23. Even at your best, you could only just top it, kind of thing. So she's like got her eyes like beelined on you. She may as well have like a pointer. So what I'm going to have you each do is I'm going to have you roll initiative. That way I can get to each of you as per, whatever the actions may be.
My first natural 20 and it's on initiative. What the heck?
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed. It's like playing Cayman all over again.
It is. It is. All right, so we will start off with Modril, who is sneaking. Quote unquote, sneaking.
Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky.
Still heading towards the slum.
Okay, so you're gonna still head towards the slums, and you can make another stealth check if you want. Or, I mean, you're now far enough away from the boat that you think you've slipped Uthal, and you do hear a commotion behind you.
Okay, I will then stop sneaking. And also the sunlight in my eyes when I'm pressing against the wall is annoying.
Okay. So, all right, you stop sneaking for a moment. You turn around to look. You don't see Uthal anymore. You don't see Vinial. And you see that more people have gotten up to the seawall and are throwing things down into the water now.
A big smile spreads across my face, and in my head I'm just like, yes.
Okie dokie. You can go ahead and advance your turn. All right, Kaylin, it is now your turn.
I'm perfectly happy just to follow Modril and one, see where he's going, and two, play backup and make sure that he doesn't get in too far over his head.
Gotcha.
Assuming that I can actually keep him out of that sort of trouble.
You should be able to. He looks like he's absolutely inept today.
I had him tied up so you wouldn't get into trouble. So he's going to go get himself killed.
He is.
Oh well, I can't do anything when he's that far away.
Exactly. Now, before Vinial goes, give me a half a second here.
You're supposed to be following me.
Yeah, but I was in the middle of doing something, and you're just like, I'm gonna go run away now because I want to go somewhere that's full of bad people.
Okay,
I stole your bodyguard.
Vinial, you are kind of stuck in the mud down there,
I don't have
and
anything nice.
you have stuff being thrown down at you. Now, do you wish to seek cover from the things people are throwing at you? What just landed nearby you was a brick.
I'll give 10 gold to whoever helps me out. Whatever person helps me out.
So you're gonna yell that up? I'll give you 10 gold to help me out.
Yeah.
Make me
they're all poor.
a persuasion check at advantage in the tower, please. Because 10 gold pieces will definitely catch somebody's attention. Oh, it catches a few people's attention as a fist fight breaks out at the top of the seawall. As many of them say, I want to help him first. No, I do. No, I do. Back off, you git. I'm going to go help him. And my son is attempting to steal my peanut M&Ms. Bastard.
Oh.
He's 18. It's no longer child abuse. Now it's just assault, and that's only if he presses charges. So they start getting into a fist fight, and there's a big row going on up there at the top of the seawall over your 10 gold pieces, and not a soul has come down to help you yet.
I used the distraction to slip off to the side and then climb up and run into an alleyway.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, you won't be able to move quite that far because the mud is sucking at your feet, and you're quote unquote sneaking away as you go. Fuck, plat. You know, there were still people throwing shit down at you and everything like that, which you can make a dexterity saving throw if you don't want to get hit. But for the most part, now the commotion up there is really, oh yeah, you get out of the way kind of stuff. You're like, yeah, oh, fuck. You just wade your way through everything underneath the gangplank so they can't really hit you anymore. But otherwise, you do get clipped by a couple of things. Just pieces of fruit and tomatoes and such. You'll be able to climb out this next round.
Awesome.
So you may go ahead and advance your turn, and we'll go to Uthal, who is inside, and looks like he's getting ready for a fist fight. Now, Uthal, are you going to bring the pain and bring the noise? Or are you just going to go ahead and fist fight? These people are fighting with fists. They do not have any sort of weapons on them. Actually, there's one halfling in the corner who's attempting to break a wine bottle right now to make a shiv out of it, and it's just not breaking. As we all know, that only works in the movies. It does not work in real life. The things are hard. They will bang on a table all day long, and it's just not breaking for them.
There are
I'll
a
be
lot of
nice, and I'll only smack them with the blunt end of my glaive.
Oh, Jesus. So you're bringing pain, is what you're doing. You are definitely going to hurt
But
these
but but
people.
but with every time that I'm singing, I'm just like, I just want to talk to the woman with the impossible to say name. Like as I'm hitting them, just yelling them out as I hit them.
Okay, all right. Make me 2 attack rolls. You don't have to roll any damage or anything like that because these poor bastards really don't have a lot of hit points. All right, so yeah, non-stabby slashy side. Okay, that's definitely a hit. That one missed as it flies over the head of a halfling patron who was trying to break the bottle to make the shiv. He has decided to instead duck and attempt to run out the door. However, as you knocked one guy clean out, like you caught him with the non-stabby sticky side of your glaive, you picked him up, threw him against the wall, and he crumpled against the floor. And the halfling dove out of the way and, started running and hiding underneath the table somewhere. You do hear and feel the heavy boots of those half-orcs coming up behind you. You can go ahead and advance your turn, sir. Uthul, it's your turn. You can see that these 2 half-orcs have pulled out what looks like cudgels. But anybody who's been around a boat for more than 4.5 seconds knows those things are called belay pins. It's the big, giant wooden stakes that they use to keep the ropes in place around a mast. They hurt if you get hit by them.
So I take my glaive and flip it from the non-stabby slashy side and start using the stabby slashy side.
Okay. You may go ahead and roll an attack roll with it. And he's raging. Okay.
He wants to take them out.
Okay, well, since they're not wearing any armor and they're really not very dexterous, I mean, they're hired for muscle. They're not hired to be quick. You slash one across the chest. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Oh,
I know, I watched that 9 bounce off. I was like, oh my god.
yes.
You definitely, you've shaved off one of his nipple piercings.
Have you learned yet, bitch?
Oh, me nipple! All right, so they will respond by attacking you with their belay pins. I'm just going to roll regular 20-sided dice.
Does he get? How did he get 2 attacks last time? Just wondering.
Oh, it was basically 2 rounds worth of visual.
Ah,
It's not anything real because there's no hit points involved or anything like that. It's just a visual cinematic. Okay, so one of them misses you. The other one will smack you. Yeah, the other one smacks you, and he's going to deal a big whopping 6 points of damage to you, which is actually 3 points of damage with his belay pin. You may go ahead and advance your turn, sir. All right, Madriel, you're watching this commotion. Now there's a riot going on over there by the seawall.
oh, after I said yes, I was heading straight towards the slums again.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you that you can't miss it. There's a riot going on now.
Okay.
We go from the
And-
heroes of the wide to public nuisance number 1.
Yes.
Alrighty. So you will continue moving that direction, and you can make me a perception check in the tawa.
Tawa.
Fire tawa.
And I see nothing.
No, you actually don't see anything. It's what you hear. And you do indeed hear the sound of whistles coming from the distance.
I turn around and look at it.
You really can't see them. You just hear them.
Does it sound like somebody I know?
No, it's whistles, as in like actual physical whistles, like the actual item, a whistle.
Like police
Oh,
whistles?
Like police whistles! They're Bobby whistles! Those weird, hollow, tin-sounding whistles. Yep, that's what they are.
I shake my head and I just head towards the slums.
Okay. Alright, you will be going towards the slums for quite some time. Alrighty, Vinial. Alright, so you've kind of hidden underneath the gangplank, which is 20 feet above your head. There is a way to climb up. I mean, it's not that difficult to climb up it. It'll just take time.
Yes, please. I'd like to do that.
Now, do you want to climb up the shore to go towards the riot that is currently in progress? Or do you want to try to wade your way through the muck and mire to attempt to climb up the side of the boat?
Sure. For sure.
Sure. I mean, sure. Okay, got it. All right, so you start climbing up that. Next round, you will be at the top.
Okay.
Kalen, without rolling, you know that there is police whistles.
I am going to simply follow Mondrill. If I get far enough away before the police whistles get close enough, that he probably won't even know that I was there.
Alrighty, very good. Kalen, it's still your turn.
Same thing. I am following Mondrill, not trying to hide from him, but not really wanting to make myself known either.
Gotcha. Why is Kalen's character so OP? She's not OP. She's just really good at stealth and seeing things. All right, so Vinial, you climb to the top. Now, I need a dexterity saving throw out of you immediately upon reaching the seawall. You go to climb over the seawall to get up onto the gangplank, and the riot that is going on bumps into you as you climb over the seawall. Thankfully, you grab a hold of the seawall and hold onto it for dear life and are not shoved back down into the muck and mire. You can move over to the gangplank or flee off into the crowd if you so choose.
Can I go like into an alleyway?
Yeah.
Okay, I do that.
All right, so you go running off into an alleyway. Now, you won't be stealthing, but you will run off into an alleyway. You smell horrible right now.
I want you just discard my current clothes entirely
So
and
you
use
want
one.
to run around naked.
Well, no, I have a what is it? I have other things I can wear on me.
Okay. All right.
I
But
like
in
I
your
have
backpack that
costumes.
landed in the water
Yes.
as well.
Oh man, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't get naked then.
Okay. All right.
I just gotta clean myself up as I can.
at this point, why the hell not?
Woohoo!
Is there anyone I can like talk to right now in the streets?
There's a lot of people
Naked.
around. There's a lot of people.
I just tap someone and tell them I'll trade clothes for 10 gold coins.
And the woman that you just tapped on the shoulder takes off all of her clothes.
I put them on
Okay.
and give her my clothes.
All right. So the
give her a
prostitute
kiss.
takes your clothes, and you now have the prostitute's clothes. You're wearing them.
Perfect. Oh, that's great.
And you will attempt to escape off into the darkness of the alleyway in prostitute's clothing.
All right.
Oh my! You could pull it off. You could put off being a girl.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Use a trap.
Okay, Uthal. So you got smacked by one of the belay pins, and you have cut off a half-orc's nipple. He ain't even teasing. That's a good old solid hit right there. Is this
And
gonna
no
be
damage.
is this the same guy or the other guy?
Yeah, I'm going for the other nipple.
You're going for the other nipple? Well, yes. All right, so you take your glaive, you spin it around a couple of times in a flashy fashion, and you shove it not only through his nipple, but out of his spine.
And I look at his friend. You want to keep trying, bitch?
Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check. At
Does that
advantage.
mean that orc's paralyzed now since his spine's been
No,
cut?
that orc is dead.
Ah.
Awesome.
I always thought intimidation was a strength check, not a charisma.
It's based on charisma, but I'm modifying it because of what you just did to his buddy. All right, so the one who had hit you with
Gotcha.
the belaying pin is the one you have yet to damage. He looks over at his buddy. Bob? Bob! Not Bob! No! He drops to his knees and he's crying over his friend. He drops his belay pin. And at this point, the rest of the people who are inside gambling, except for 3 random folk who are in there drinking and kind of, letting things go fly around them. Which, by the way, please note that you're not the only one who's fighting right now. There's other patrons inside fighting each other. They see a riot and they're like, oh, I gotta have some of this. And they all jump into the riot together. Except for 3 people who are, like, drinking at their tables and, playing cards with nobody there. They're obviously soused out of their minds.
Are they like in the middle of the bar? Please tell me they're just in the center.
Yeah, they're just like in the center of everything. Like, bottles go flying by their heads, bodies go flying over their tables. They pick up their drink as the table gets knocked over. It's like Wild West Saloon kind of going on right now, except pirates.
That is awesome.
There you go. So now, Uthal, you can go ahead and advance your turn, because this guy has definitely given up. He's crying over his buddy Bob. Modril, you're still heading to... His name is Bob,
Yep.
not Thug 2. So, Vinial, you're running through an alleyway dressed as a Baldur's
Trap.
Gate, as a Baldurian prostitute.
Yeah, buddy.
First trap in existence.
Okay. So, yeah. What are you going to do? Where are you going?
I am going to use one of my disguise kits to really complete the costume. Okay, so I'm gonna get a wig and really make it convincing that I'm a female prostitute.
All right, so you kind of duck down like a little jank in the alley kind of thing, go hide behind a dumpster, and roll the bum for his half a copper piece he's got, and start putting on a wig and makeup and all sorts of stuff so you look like a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will give you advantage on a disguise roll, please. That would be performance. So advantage on performance. Awesome. That is what you got. You are a prostitute now.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Right.
You are now a Balduran prostitute.
Dream come true.
At least he can make his 10 gold back.
Oh no.
I suppose if he really wants to.
Hey there, sweetheart. Get on your knees and smile like a donut.
I start making my way. I start making my way back to the ship.
And you start making your way back to the ship. Okay.
Yep.
All right, it'll be like 2 rounds for you to get back to the ship after all that is all said and done. All right, so Modril, you have, you are still moving down the street. I need an insight check out of you. Insight in the tower. There's some weird shit going on around you. I just want to see how weird this stuff is.
I don't see anything. With the -4.
-4, that makes that a -2. You know nothing. Nothing.
You know nothing, John Snoot.
You know nothing. Nothing at all.
I think Kaelin will see it all, though.
Well, the insight check was to determine the fact that you know that you're being followed. No, you have not a clue.
That's so sad.
Okay, you can go ahead and advance your turn. Kaylin, can you give me a perception check in the tower, please? Aha. All right, you
I
can go ahead
knew
and
she
advance
would
your
see
turn, Kaylin.
everything.
I will whisper you something while Uthul is telling me what kind of ridiculousness he would like to get up to.
Okay. So one guy's dead, the other guy's crying over Bob. There's a massive bar fight going on. Have I found the person I came in here initially to talk to?
You don't know what they look like.
Well, the woman who, well, first of all, there is very few women in here at all, and most of them are dressed as prostitutes. So you may need to start asking them. Though most of them are currently fighting with patrons, and they're actually kicking patrons' asses.
With my freshly bloodied glaive, I walk over to one of the nice ladies and I say, "Where's the lady with the fancy name that nobody can say? I need to talk to her."
Lady Captain?
Sure, that one.
As the patron, reaches out with a bottle and smacks somebody across the face. Oh, she's not here. She left.
Fuck.
Uthal, do you have a hard on because you're seeing girls beat up guys?
Shh. Shut up. It's a secret. I'm sorry. I got excited.
It's not a secret. You're wearing a loincloth. Everybody knows.
It really is a tent.
A pup tent. He may be 7'9", but that's about as big as he gets. Anyway.
So knowing that she's out here, fuck. All right. Thank you, God. Do you know where she would have gone?
Oh no, she's just not here. She went down the rope ladder and she left. She done left. She heard that there was policemen at the door and she left.
Shit. Fuck. Goddamn. All right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Hey honey, where you going? As she reaches out and belts another one with a frying pan across the side of the face.
I left somebody down in the water when I tried to get in here, so I should probably make sure they're not dead.
Okay, so you're gonna start wandering up towards the front door, kind of thing. You step over the body of Bob, the half-orc guard, as you wander by, and of course the other one is crying and blubbering. He's got snot bubbles popping out.
As of my sorry, I leave the guy my last 9 copper pieces.
This is for the ferryman. Boop. Here's 9 copper. Aww. All right, and you step over the body and you walk out to see. Go ahead and advance your turn. You see at the end of the gangplank, and those of you who are running through the streets and doing other stuff, you see guards running from all directions around Baldur's Gate, coming over here to this area. And Uther will see that there's a number of guards breaking up the riot that is going on. There's a full-blown riot at this point going on at the end of the gangplank along the wharf. As people are pulling out crossbows and weapons and daggers and hitting each other with chairs. Somebody picks up a stray cat and throws it at somebody else. I mean, it's just anarchy everywhere.
Poor kitty.
Madril, you're still trotting along through town. You're like, haha, with all the attention being drawn that way, I don't need to go ahead and try to be sneaky. As you trip on something, ooh, oh crap. And then you just keep trotting along. No big deal. As you keep going towards the outer gates, so you can go out to the slums. Uthal, you see the guards. The guards have now begun to start flashing steel as well as they start wandering in. There's more than a few of the guards who've gotten a little bloodied. And you can see the crest of the Flaming Fist in amongst some of those guards. So you see the Baldurian crest, with the tabards and such. And you can see the Flaming Fist, who are the mercenaries that were hired by Baldur's Gate to help keep the peace.
I turn around and go back into the ship and find that lovely lady I was talking to and say, "Hey, you said that there was a rope ladder secret exit thing. Where can I find that?"
Oh, it's back there, behind the bar. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. You have a great day. Enjoy your fight. And then I proceed to use that ladder to go down.
Roll a dexterity save.
Oh my word!
Nice. Okay, so you move in time before she reaches out to goose you. And you're able to get over the bar and down the rope like in a single action. And she's like grabbing air. She went to go goose you underneath your loincloth and entirely missed because you were far nimbler than what she was expecting.
You charge for me to touch, and I charge you to touch. Whee!
Okay, and you will go down the rope. You slide down it in, typical piratey fashion. And you'll come down towards the bottom of the rope and you'll see that there's nothing but wide open water. You can make me a perception check at disadvantage at this point because she's gotten pretty far away. So you can make a disadvantage perception in the tawa.
Tawa power.
Tawa power. Ooh, you actually made it. And you can see that there is a rowboat probably a good half-mile off at this point, going towards a frigate. It has reached the frigate, and from your really good Goliath eyes, you kind of zoom in because, it's cinematic, and we're going to use a camera to zoom in so you can see the fact that the woman you're after is climbing aboard a frigate and apparently about ready to sail away.
Look with your special eyes.
Is he still raging?
He is no longer raging now, since he hasn't taken any damage or anything like that.
He has a bad leg but good eyes.
Exactly.
Hey,
So,
when one thing goes, everything else has to make up to compensate for it.
so Uthul, you can go ahead and advance your turn. Kaelin, please roll me another perception check.
I don't even get the chance to perceive.
No, you don't. You no longer can perceive anything. Kaelin, you can see that there is smoke coming from the horizon from behind you, where the ruckus is. And of course, you still see the stuff that I had described to you in the whisper as well.
I want to know.
No
Okay.
eraser. This is not J.J. Abrams, so therefore there is no lens flare.
Okay, I am going to speed up slightly, as though I have decided that it's time to catch up with Modril. Not necessarily so that Modril will notice, but such that it seems casual to anyone who might be observing.
So once
instead
again,
of
you're
going-
jogging casually, but not too casually.
Precisely.
So instead of following me directly with just a 30 feet movement, you're using your whole 45.
Yeah.
She's catching up to you. Okay, all right. And you will continue to see what I had told you were seeing before. They're flitting around the outside edges of your perception at the moment. Veniel, you start running down the alleyway, going back to where you had come from, and you can see black billowing smoke from the direction you came from.
I approach warily, and I also put like a little bit of pop in my hips.
Boom, 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 as you walk out. All right, so anybody else get this image in their head of Baloo the bear from Jungle Book wandering around with coconuts and a grass skirt, swinging his hips? I have that sudden like mental image.
I can see it.
For the bare necessities, the simple bare
Oh, God.
necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife.
Okay, anyway, so Venial, you come out and you can see that the ship is on fire.
The roof is on.
Actually, the deck is on fire.
So where was or I go in, or I kind of like look around for Uthal to see if I can see him in there.
Okay, you do not see Uthal. You do see that the half-orc, well, a half-orc, is on his knees in the doorway, like just beyond the doorway, and apparently sobbing because he has his head in both of his hands, sobbing at something that's going on inside. There's a ruckus in front of you. There's a huge riot. There are guards flashing steel and like chopping down commoners in front of you, along with some of those, flaming fist mercenaries. They're out there, killing people. And it's like it's total anarchy. I mean, it kind of looks like the police on one side making their barricade, moving forward, and then the protesters are throwing things back at them. A little kid comes out and tries to put a flower on one of the guard shields, and he's cut down where he's supposed to be standing. And it's absolute horrible, very horrible stuff. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Save against insanity.
Save against this terrible sight. Yes, it's Walmart on Black Friday. Okay, you save. It is a horrible sight, but you will be able to act next round, even though this carnage is happening in front of you. Nobody seems to be noticing that there is a transvestite prostitute about ready to wander out onto the battlefield, and you will have to go literally in between the two fighting groups, between the commoners on your left side and the guards on the right side, in order to make it to the gangplank. So that's what you are looking at for next round. Kaylin, you have now caught up to the point where you are within 10 feet of Modril. If you wish to make yourself known to him, you can.
No, not yet. I will wait until I've actually pulled up alongside him.
Okay. All right, Vinial. So it is up to you, sir. What did you want to do? Do you want to stay in the relative safety of your dark alleyway, which smells remarkably of terrible bad things that have happened to somebody? Or do you wish to break your cover and make it for the gangplank in between this gauntlet of commoners and guards?
I'm gonna try and walk to the gangplank, but like really sexily, okay, so that no one will hit me.
Okay. Okay.
I
can see it. I can
Yeah.
see it.
I want to. Yeah, exactly.
Performance.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is going to be a
Yeah,
performance check. Yeah, this will be a performance check. I have a DC
Please
in my
roll
mind.
terrible.
That ain't it.
Yes.
That's not
Yes.
it. As you walk across, you get smacked in the mouth by a really angry. There, you take 4 points of damage.
Ooh, that's half my.
Yeah,
great.
yeah. You got smacked in the mouth by an angry commoner. Bitch, that was my husband! And she smacks the living hell out of you with a bag in her hand that you swear must have bricks in it, because she's like, BAM! Just about knocks
Jesus.
off your wig. She almost knocked out your weave.
Ooh, I've been angry. Can I do anything else?
You will continue across if you want, or you can stop and fight if you want.
I I just take out my dagger and stab her in the chest,
Oh,
and keep as I keep walking.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll at disadvantage. Girl fight! Okay, so you reach out with your dagger, you stab her in the chest, she goes down without an issue, but the reason why it was at disadvantage is because a guard reaches out, because he had seen you get smacked in the face by a heavy brick bag. He reaches out and grabs a hold of you around the waist and drags you through the guard's lines to kind of keep you safe, but as you're being dragged away, you stab her, like, cut the bitch, and you kill her. And like he reaches up and he does a random groping of what's not really there, as he kind of tosses you back into the guards a little bit, and you're able to kind of make your way over towards the gangplank at this point. relatively unmolested. You get your ass slapped a couple of times, and
All right.
you know,
I give every guard a kiss as I kind of walk by.
okay, all right, awesome. All right,
Really
Benito,
get
you may go ahead and
into it.
advance your turn. Modril, now at this point, there is somebody jogging next to you, like walking up next to you, kind of thing.
I will look.
And you will look over and you will see Kaylin next to you.
I wave at her.
I have the mental image of watching two people power walking down the street, like, hi, how are you today, Biff? You know, and away they go, power walking next to each other down the street.
Just coming back on your left.
I continue power walking towards the slums.
All right, so what do you guys think? Do you think Module power walks in like flaming pink spandex with a headband?
Yes.
He
Yep.
wears the bright blue unitard like Richard Simmons used to wear.
Oh, with his hair tied up in the big like yellow,
big
flaming
headband.
yellow, headband, and his hair sticks straight up out of the top of it. Oh, he's got the
No.
wristbands.
And he's got like the knee-high leg warmers that he runs around in with his nice tennis shoes.
Yep. And he's power walking. His hips are just a swinging back and forth. If he was walking down an alleyway right now, he'd be like wrecking the sides, like bam, bam, bam.
It's like, yes, girl, I'm so fabulous.
Okay, all right. So you can go ahead and advance your turn, Montreal.
I'm not the trap here, though.
All right, Uthal. So you're hanging from the bottom of the rope. And as you're hanging there, you notice suddenly that there's this weird fog rolling over you. It's thick and black. And then you realize that's not fog, that's smoke.
It's cataracts.
I just can't believe it's not butter.
As Uthal gets cataracts. No more seeing drugs.
No more seeing anything. I realize it's smoke, and I'm going to let go of the rope and hope it's not super deep water, and that I can either walk or swim.
Okay, well, you may be able to swim, so go ahead and roll me an athletics check, and do not fail by 5. I just said that. Aw, he doesn't fail by 5. He succeeds. All right, so you splash down in the water, and you doggy paddle your way. Which direction you want to go? Towards shore or towards the frigate, which is half a mile out in the water?
I'll go towards shore.
Okay, that's much closer. Much, much closer. About 50 yards. So, all right, so you start swimming towards shore with no issues. And you will come up, like, to the far, like, commoner side of the riot. So you're, like, at the way ass end of the commoner. So when you actually climb up the bank, you will be behind the huge riot that is going on right now.
Do I have any idea of the direction? I knew Module was heading towards the slums, right? Because he kept saying he was trying to go there, like when I was dragging him.
I never said anything when you grabbed me.
Yeah, he didn't say a word. So he just was not...
So yes,
well, you saw him walking off in that direction as you came through here, but you don't know where he went after everything happened.
Okay. And I don't know where Viniel is hiding at because I have no idea that he's a drag queen now.
Exactly.
And I had no idea that Caitlin was around. So I'm just gonna go find a place to lay low and not be in the middle of this riot.
Okay. Probably the best location for you to be would be a place that you know, and that would be the Temple of Gond, where all of you basically had started your adventure for the day, was at the Temple of Gond. So
and that's where I'm gonna go.
That's where you're gonna go. All right. So you're gonna start heading back to the Temple of Gond. Excellent. So you can go ahead and advance your turn. Kaylin, you are now up with Modril. He's power walking. You're power walking. The two of you are power walking together. You are power walking pals.
Okay. Then I'm going to attempt to alert him quietly with, say, a whisper that we are being followed.
Bye.
Dun, dun, dun!
Thanks, Bill.
I should get that gopher. So when I put this up on YouTube, it's just like dun dun dun. It has that gopher thing popping up on the screen.
This is definitely going to be an interesting one for YouTube.
Yeah, it's a little different. So Vinial, you have gotten one of your high-heeled feet onto the gangplank. Your butt is purple, your lips are sore from kissing men, and you have made it to the gangplank. The ship is on fire. What do you want to do?
Do I see Uthal run out at all?
No, you do not see Uthal.
I just run up to the ship, inside, look in like the main room, and see if is there anyone in there still.
Okay, make a perception check for me as you're running down the gangplank.
Dexterity for running in heels.
Wow.
Heyo.
There we go. All right, so as you're running down the gangplank, you stop for a second because you see a large grayish white form with all sorts of weird blue woad all over it. Kind of looks like a cross between Kronos and a bad fungal toe. Swim up out of the water, and you realize that it's Uthal swimming up out of the water about 100 yards to your left.
I use message to and then just whisper to him, Uthal, I'm over here. So we don't split up even more.
Okie dokie. So, and other than that, you can see that there is a little bit of a riot going on in the inside too, but now the patrons are beginning to, and the whores are beginning to disperse from their fight inside the ship. There are still 3 guys who are sitting there drinking and playing cards with nobody. They're like holding their bottles and holding their cards,
Legends.
and swaying in their chairs. Yeah, they are like legendary card players at this point because the place is burning around them and they're still playing their hands. And then you realize something. Make an insight check. Let's see how well you realize it, because there's something it's going off in your brain right now. That's a good insight check. You realize that this ship is a gambling den and is full of strong liquor, and it's on fire. What do you think was going to happen?
I run.
No pretense, kicks off the high heels, starts running back down the gangplank.
Fuck! Those are my
Because
high heels. I'm
Does it
not
kick him off?
leaving those.
Oh, okay.
Those are expensive.
Those are expensive. They were 10 gold.
For running. Dexterity for running in high heels.
No dexterity. Apparently, Vinial's done it. All right, Vinial, go ahead and advance your turn. All right, Modril, you just heard.
I raise an eyebrow at her questioningly, and I just cock my head to one side, still walking towards the slums, basically asking who we're being followed by, or what.
You can respond, Kaylin, if you want to.
I'm sorry, my mother was talking to me. What did he say?
I raise an eyebrow at you and cock my head questioningly, as if asking who's following us or what.
I don't appear to react and just continue walking with you.
Okay. Can I try to make a perception check to look around now that I'm told about this?
You may make a perception check, yes.
Do
In
I
the
have
tower.
to do in the tower?
Yep,
Dang
you
it!
were in the tower.
I like to spin my dice.
I know you like to spin your dice. No.
I knew it.
No.
With a -4.
Yeah, with a -4, you'd know. And matter of fact, I mean, even you walking down the street as much as you have been is getting to be very, very tiring. So, all right. So, Uthal, you've climbed up. You have moved your way. You started moving your way towards the Temple of Gond, which is to the north. At this point, nobody even really notices you. You kind of look like Swamp Thing as you kind of come up out of the bay. And you just kind of shamble off, letting like random fish guts and things fall off of you as you start trotting back towards the temple.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep heading that direction. And you just go hang out and lay low until all this stuff blows over.
Okay.
Just gonna head on down to the pub and have a pint and until let this all blow over.
Does Uthal hear my message that I sent him?
Yes, he does hear your message.
I hear a message. I turn around and just wave my arms and point towards the temple and keep walking.
He kind of spins in a circle,
Cool.
like, and he just moves.
I walked into.
He walks into a wall. Bam! Ow! And goes around the wall. All right, so Madril, it is now your turn.
Not saying anything, I just continue.
Okay. All right, Vinial, when it gets to be your turn, sir, I need a dexterity saving throw out of you at advantage. As indeed, whatever is in the ship now gets lit on fire, and there is a rocking explosion. Oh my god. And there's a rocking explosion which flattens everything within 100 yards, including you. It actually blows your wig clean off.
Advantage without
No.
It blows your wig clean off. It goes flying down and smacks a guard in the face. And the guard, lifts his head up to kind of look over. And, he's looking down the front of your blouse. With a leering grin, he looks at you. And then he looks up in your face and realizes you're a guy.
I run even faster.
And you get up and start running. So you're like, ah! And you get up and run. And he stands up, kind of has a confused look on his face. He looks over at his buddy and is like, we will never speak of this again. Which is absolutely hilarious.
I blow him another kiss as I'm running away.
Blow a kiss. And love you, baby. And as he does this, he has the wig sitting on top of his head as he looks at his friend. And, they're having a moment. You can go ahead and advance your turn as you start running back towards the Temple of Gond. And Kaylin, last but not least, it is you.
Not only do I have no idea who is following him, I don't care to risk alerting them that I have noticed them, hoping that they have not noticed my noticing. So I am just going to.
They noticed that I
walking...
noticed that they've noticed that I've noticed that they've noticed.
Yes.
You notice what I noticed? Did you notice the noticing that I noticed?
So I'm going to just continue walking with Modro until he either stops or gets where he's going or does whatever it is he's planning on doing.
Okie dokie. All right, and so as we're actually going to end early today, folks. I apologize for this, but my teenagers need me to go do a number of things with them this afternoon. But we're going to end with this, as the party is split in two now. We have Vinial and Uthal running to the Temple of Gond, with Vinial half dressed in drag at this point. Uthal looking like a swamp thing, as he's melting fish guts along the route going towards the temple. We have Modril and Kaylin heading towards the slums outside the gate of Baldur's Gate, and they're being followed by some shadowy figures. Next time, which is in 2 weeks, we will see what happens to them, and possibly we may even have a third person, or a third group forming, as Trikus and Mac may be here for next game session. So we'll have 3 groups going off in various directions trying to figure shit out. So, does anybody have anything they want to say before we leave?
Modril is trying to find out where the guild is, but Kaylin has no idea what he's doing.
Exactly.
I like stuffing things.
Awesome. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for coming by and watching this absolutely hilarious episode of The Sundering. Be sure to stop by tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern when we are going to be playing Dreams of the Red Wizards. When we last left those characters in that group, everybody was unconscious except for the cleric, who had like 2 hit points left, and there were goblins that were eating their faces. And now there's a group of caravan guards that we're going to come in and attempt to rescue the party, but we have yet to get there. So we will see what happens to them next week. For myself, for Susie Q, for everybody here at GeoQuester Gaming, and for my patrons, thank you so very much for coming by and watching today's episode. And we will see you all again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a nice time.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.
Adios.
Worldwide Pants.
Okay.